Hi, I'm Andrew.
And I'm Samantha.
And we're the
Anderbergs.
The first date that we ever had together was knitting and crocheting over coffee. And it was actually 9 months after we met that we finally got married. So I've now become a knitter instead of a crocheter.
Yeah, and I still like to knit. I like to quilt or sew and sing and, you know.
You bake really well.
I like to bake.
We like to take our dogs for a walk as well.
Yeah,
that's always fun. Hanging out with our pugs.
We have our 2 dogs, our cat and a turtle, and a bunch of guppies.
Yeah.
We have Andrew's family come over for piano lessons on Monday, and then we have family dinner and we just visit with one another. So it can be very lonely being childless, but we try to fill our lives up with family and family gatherings. And we had wanted to start a family right away, and we were not able to. After 10 years of trying, we really I felt personally, I think we both felt, to lay down that desire and hope of ever having our own biological children.
Which was really hard for the both of us, actually. And at times it feels like the Lord sort of forgot about us, or that He was withholding a good gift. But what a beautiful thing to surrender your hopes and dreams to the Lord and to let Him fill in the gaps, and to prune away what needs to be pruned away, and to let grow what needs to grow. So we, in obedience, said, okay, Lord, if that's your will for this season, then we'll trust you with that.
That was last August, right? And then in December, Andrew and I both felt that it was time for us to purchase a different house that had more bedrooms, because we had been living in a 1-bedroom house. And within 2.5 weeks, we were in this house. We
felt very much like the Lord had entrusted us with something much bigger than we had anticipated. But we just said yes to letting the Lord use us in whatever way it looked like for this place that we live in now.
So in March, we kind of felt like this release. We had settled into our home, and we really felt like the Lord was like, adoption. I don't know, it was just like in our heart.
So Samantha looked online for different adoption agencies, and we found Lifeline Children's Services.
I showed it to Andrew, and he was like, yeah, let's go for it. So we applied to it, and after you apply for it, they ask you what program,
what country you want to adopt from.
So
we looked at a bunch of different countries and didn't quite know.
I think we started with Taiwan, and then we were like, Poland, why not Poland?
We finally got to a point where we're like, well, I think we actually are meant to adopt a sibling group. So we asked our caseworker where the biggest need for sibling group adoptions was. And she said that it was Brazil. So we're like, okay, let's go ahead and go for Brazil, and that would be great.
We went through the home study process, we did all those things.
This urgent need came through our adoption agency, and they said there are these kids that are in danger of being separated if no one comes forth to adopt them.
And I showed it to Andrew, and he said, yeah, why not?
If this is what the Lord's calling for us to do, if we have a big enough space to do this, if they approve us doing this, why not just go after it? So,
and you asked, you were like, what country are they from?
Yeah, I asked what country are they from, and they said Brazil. And I was like, oh, this is wonderful. So we are now in the process of adopting 6 kids from Brazil. Their ages are 8, 7, 5, 4, 3, and 1.5. They really wanted to be adopted together, and they ask every day when they're going to meet their new family. They know nothing about us yet, but we have a lot of hope, because we sent a letter of intent to Brazil, and the judge sent back word that our letter of intent was approved, and so we have verbal approval to adopt these kids. It's always fun watching people gasp when we tell them how many kids we're adopting. And we know we're crazy, but we definitely feel a lot of peace about that, and feel like that's what the Lord's calling us to do, and that He'll equip us.
God does not call the equipped, He equips the called. And so, yeah, can I do it in my own strength? Absolutely not. But I know that God will equip us. All He wanted from us is our yes. And so, yeah, it sounds so like gasp worthy, but I think no matter what we're called to do, we should do it in faith, that the Lord will supply our needs and supply all that He's called us to do and give us the grace for it.